Hopefully you can hear me. I know it's a lot of extra noise going on. But, I was sitting here looking at a guy I prayed for a couple weeks ago, and we were just we were having random conversation, and he went to the hot tub, and he's like, man, I never thought I'd be one of those guys. I'm like, what type of guys is that? And he said, the type that has to get in the hot tub after I do anything. And I asked him what was going on with him. He said he was out on the boat, and I guess the bouncing in the boat and the waves messed his back up, and he went to the doctor, and he said there's nothing they can do about it, really. And I'm like, so it's going to be like that forever? He said, yeah, it is. I'm like, okay, well, can I pray for you? He gave me his hand, and I prayed for him twice, and it went from, I forget the numbers, but it dropped twice, and the last time it was really low. But then, I didn't want to be in his head. He's one of the clients here that comes to the swim club, and so I said, you know what, God is going to work the rest of that out. And I didn't see him for maybe about a week. Next time I saw him, like, what's going on? He's like, oh, everything's great, man. I'm feeling good. And so, I told him about Jesus is why this is happening to him, even before he received the full experience of what God has already done for him. I told him about Jesus and everything, and having a relationship with him. And so from there, I've been seeing him, and every time I see him, I look at him to make sure to see where he is. And he has not got back in that hot tub, so that's a blessing. And I look at that because a little while ago I was struggling with the whole idea of when praying for people and God touches them, and then next time you see them, it's like they reverted right back to the state in which they were. But that's a whole nother video. I'll make a video on that eventually. But I'm pretty sure I've talked about it a little bit. But I want to talk about mainly today is taking risks. See, I was reading a pamphlet upstairs, and it's for school. And I'm not going to school, but it's just something that was laying around for school, talking about becoming a leader and seizing the opportunity. And the things that I were reading in here just reminded me of how the children of darkness are so much wiser than the children of light. And I'm not casting a judgment on these people. Like, the children of the world are generally wiser than the children of light. Because a school will tell us to do something. We'll say, oh yeah, that's the best thing ever. But a man of God, a woman of God, the word of God tells us to do something. We'll come up with all these excuses as to why this is not for me. And I'm just going to read a little bit of this. It says, the wilderness is waiting. Seize the opportunity. The wild forges leadership, whether it looks like medical emergency in the shopping mall or the next peak to climb. Most leaders learn best outside of their comfort zone. A blank course takes you there as you push yourself to learn leadership, risk management, wilderness medicine, and outdoor skills. All right? What you take from blank will set you apart and set you up to be a leader for the rest of your life. Now, see, this school thing is saying, the school advertisement is saying, most leaders learn best outside of their comfort zone. And that's something that I just try to push. You know what I mean? It's about getting out of our comfort zone, because when I go up to address people, it's not comfortable for me, because my natural man would rather be left alone. I would rather not get into people's personal business and everything, because I wouldn't want somebody coming to get in mine, right? My natural man. But God says, look, love people, heal the sick, preach the gospel. So there's a level of getting involved in what other people have going on. You know what I mean? Most leaders learn best outside of their comfort zone. That really stuck out to me, because that's where we do learn best. Not by, reading the scriptures in the comfort of our own home or in the comfort of our church, but actually doing the word outside in the street, outside of our comfort zone, where we feel safe and secure. We get out there amongst the unknown, and then we have to really rely on God. And it's not the walls we have around us or the people that we've placed around us. So then over here on the next page it says, become a leader. It just takes the right experience. On any blank course, you'll learn to see risk as a chance to grow, find opportunities in uncertainty, and thrive in adversity no matter where you are. All right? You learn to see risk as a chance to grow. And risk is one thing. Like, we step out on faith, but in the flesh, it's us taking a risk, right? because the flesh is at enmity with the word of God. Our natural mind is at enmity with the word of God. So when the word of God tells us to do something, our flesh will come up with all these questions. Our mind will come up with all these questions, these what ifs. You know what I mean? What if it doesn't work? Or what if they react this way? What if they treat me bad? Sorry about the helicopter flying over. You know, but that's a risk to the flesh. But to the spirit, we're walking in faith. We're trusting in what we don't see rather than what we do see. We're trusting in his word. Blessed are those who believe and have not seen, God says. All right? So you see risk as a chance to grow. You find opportunities in uncertainty. Again, the flesh is uncertain when the spirit is certain. The flesh is uncertain. So we find opportunities in uncertainty to align our natural man up with our spirit man, because the scripture also says that he that's joined to the Lord is one spirit. All right, so here's the Lord, and this is us always trying to line up. Sometimes we get it right on the money. Sometimes we're here. Sometimes we have to readjust. But we're always moving in everything to line up with the Spirit of God, so we can be one spirit. So what I say is what he would say. You know, my thought would be his thought. My action would be his action. All right? So, see risk as a chance to grow, find opportunities in uncertainty, and thrive in adversity no matter where you are. And sometimes when we're healing the sick, we're preaching the gospel, we're getting deliverance for people, it's a bit of adversity there. We're at war. You know what I mean? Whether the adversity is within the person. You know what I mean? Whether we have to keep hitting this sickness, whether we got to keep commanding the demon. Not talking about legal rights, because look, all power and authority has been given unto Jesus. And if our spirits are one with Jesus, then all power and authority has been given unto us, right? So the whole legal rights thing, if I give my car to my son and he leaves my windows down and my doors unlocked with the keys in the car, all right, because he's not paying attention to doing something crazy, and then a thief comes and steals the car, that thief doesn't have legal right to that car. You know what I mean? Or it could even be his friend, somebody he likes, you know what I mean, that's misusing him and abusing him or whatever, right? And they come, they take the car. All right, well, that's my homeboy. I'll let him drive the car. If I come and I see that, just because my son gave him the keys to my car, doesn't mean he has the right to drive my vehicle. That's my vehicle that I gave to my son. You know what I mean? But not for my son to give over to him. This is my vehicle that I'm letting my son use, rather. All right? So we thrive in adversity. You know what I mean? This, though it's talking about school here, but this is the disciples' life. This is what would be called this is the life of a son. You know what I mean? Thriving in adversity. Yeah, okay, my household situation, the devil might be trying to destroy my household, mess my family up, get everybody against me. That's adversity. But am I going to persevere in the face of adversity? Am I going to throw my hands up and say, you know what, you win? I'm going to go sulk in the corner and cry in my Cheerios and this, that, or the other. You know what I mean? So I was just wanting to share that because that was on my mind when I read this. And, you know, we look at what the world says and we think it's okay. You know, I can step out on school, I can present a PowerPoint presentation in front of a cold group of strangers I don't even know because it's a requirement for school. But when it comes to preaching the gospel, when it comes to healing the sick, we'll say, oh, well, that's not for me. That's for pastor, that's for minister, that's for elder, that's for bishop, but that's not for me. The word of God is for each and every one of us. You know what I mean? Search the scriptures, pray about it. You know what I mean? But hopefully this has been an encouragement to you to step out in faith. That's all this is for. It's not trying to make anybody feel bad or anything like that, because we all got to grow. Hey, I got to grow some more. You know what I mean? But hopefully this was an encouragement to you and it blessed you. All right? Leave a comment down below. Let's open up the lines of communication. But until next time, be blessed.